Heavyweight is the division. Both guys are serious hitters, high knockouts. In the win column, 21 wins, 8 losses for Stošić. A little bit more of a mixed record for Ollie Thompson. Of course, Thompson, the older fighter, is a nearly 6-1 underdog.
This is going to be decided on one strike. This is Stošić's office. He knows that he's got the mobility and power to match Ollie Thompson. But look at that, goes straight for the takedown, easily done, double leg shoot. And Thompson tries to close it off, but it's on the ground, and I didn't think it would go there, Chris.
That's a surprise, but it's something that we probably forgot given how good of a wrestler Stošić actually is and how little we've seen of that, how little of the judo we've seen in some of the recent fights.
Yeah, it's always been stand and bang, hasn't it? And then Stošić always comes with a very odd strategy. When he loses, I always feel as if, how did that happen? What kind of went wrong there in all of the thought processes and strategy? And actually, just looking at this now, I'm kind of saying to myself, why is it on the ground? And Thompson is equipping himself and acquitting himself very, very well here. He's covered up, not taking a lot of shots. He's complaining about some shots to the back of the head. Referee steps in, stands it up. Chris, is he right to complain?
Let's see what the ref does here. Is he going to put both fighters in the neutral corner and have a word? I need to see what he does.
Stošić has got a bit of damage under the left eye. That indicates some success from Ollie Thompson. And a reset for the two of them, and they go back to it again. And that could be, well, that could be good for Thompson. If he bangs, you stay hit. And left-right combination, power punches, he's hitting Stošić.
He's landing that uppercut, Will. Usually we see Stošić go to wrestling after he's been hurt, and I was surprised. We saw it in the Miran Fabian fight, for example, but I was surprised to see him have that early takedown pressure. But Thompson, like we said on the walkout, is still very dangerous.
Stošić, that check left hook goes straight over the top of his head, but if that had connected, if Thompson hadn't have been out of the way, well, that would have been a showstopper. Thompson, 46 years of age, and he said that age is nothing. Just look at the uppercut from Thompson. Thompson brings a different level of strength. Those punches are crunching, they're thundering. When you see what's involved in the strongman competitions, you say to yourself, that power is seasoned into you. It's inherent. It's like a wine in an oak casket. But good right hand there from Stošić, and he finds the target.
It was a nice right from Stošić. He had to do something different than dip his head and go for that takedown because Thompson was reading it. Stošić, though, again, is really insistent on this level change. And Thompson is doing quite well, I think, to dig for double unders and defend it.
Well, that was an all-out 5-round grind against Vitašević. And props to Vitašević. He's a fighter that surprises me all the time. And I say that because you look at him, and you look at him post-fight when he puts on his glasses, and he just looks like an ordinary man. But he's beaten extraordinary opponents. You know, Andrzejak, who is massive, he's a man-mountain. And Vitašević deals with him. But anyway, Vitašević is to come, this is now. Stošić now goes to the boxing, and it's headhunting from Ollie Thompson. He's causing a problem, isn't it?
I think for sure Stošić has struggled in the clinch. You could see him kind of wince as if to say, I didn't expect it to be this hard. And Thompson came all the way out here alone. No corner, no nothing. He said, I wouldn't have it any other way. Everyone's written me off, and I'm going to show him why.
Thompson is in there, and at the moment, he's the one causing the problems. And Stošić just can't make the distance. And he's always had a problem against taller fighters, trying to get in on the inside to do the damage he needs to do. But Thompson isn't a taller fighter in this instance, but I think the strength, the core strength, that you'd never lose from all those years of training as a strongman. And I mean, I keep saying that because we saw it in Fudzinowski. Nice take, tries a little back heel sweep, doesn't come off. Thompson reads it, up against the wire now. Now Stošić has to get to work here. We've got just over a minute left in this first round, and it hasn't been a walk in the park.
He was a little bit predictable from Stošić. I like the fact that he really walked and then ran through off the trip attempt. But ultimately, Thompson is doing a good job of moving backwards and avoiding the worst of the penetration on the takedown shot.
Well, it's the incredible strength that Thompson is applying here. He's got hold of the left hand of Stošić. Stošić has tried 3 times to pull it out, but he gets it away there by bringing a right hook over the top, and he gets through with the right hand there and brings the left in. And he's saying, yeah, okay, well that seems to work, but he's still standing there. And Thompson soaking up this stuff and still looking relatively composed.
Darko's got to keep changing up the rhythm here, but not back off like that. You know, he was doing a really good job of backing Thompson off multiple times. Now, I'm not sure what's wrong. Darko seemed to wave his arms up.
A good flurry from Stošić there, but Thompson taking the bangs. And a little bit of blood off the lip or the nose of Stošić. He just never likes that. You can see he's unsettled. And it always off-foots him. But Thompson comes in, flying behind the fist. And I just have to say, cage side, you can feel, you can smell the power from these two men, particularly Ollie Thompson. He's not big to be a competitor in strongman, and I keep referring back to that, but that incredible power, those strength, it's like wielding two iron girders.
Absolutely, and you know, that will last long into his career. It's kind of that old man strength to kind of come up with the cliche. He definitely looked like he was having a good time dealing with a lot of the takedowns, apart from the first one, which was such a surprise here from Darko Stošić. It was literally the first move of the fight, and I didn't see it coming, neither did Ollie Thompson. There was a good right cross from Darko Stošić. He had his moments, but he looked a little bit unsettled here as the round went on. Thompson's certainly not out of this fight. 6-1 underdog territory? I don't think so.
Well, certainly given Darko Stošić something to think about, and he's taken some shots, and Stošić had full leverage on quite a few of those throws. Thompson sucks it up. Stošić sometimes a little bit stuttery when the opportunity presents. You think, ooh, he's going to drop a big right hand, but he doesn't. But we go to two in this heavyweight matchup, and we know this is where the excitement lies. Darko Stošić fights red. Ollie Thompson fights blue. From the UK, Stošić from Serbia. Against Stošić goes downstairs and he bangs Thompson with a left hook. Thompson not as slick, not as fast as he was at the beginning of the first, but he's still marching Stošić down.
It's a good left hook. I like that. The shot to then going upstairs. It's a lot of power from Darko Stošić, but where's the volume? I want to see more than one.
For the shoot goes downstairs. I don't know why he does that, but maybe he doesn't want to be on the end of those shots because they are scathing. And, you know, sitting cage side, we can feel the power. Oh, and the referee's looking. Stošić has got his rhythm. Thompson now under pressure. Darko Stošić looks to finish, but Thompson sucks it up. He survives. This is incredible. How can Ollie Thompson take it?
And he's smiling here, Will. He's in this firefight as Darko Stošić, sensing the finish, isn't quite able to open it up.
Pattern bombing. That was an incredible flurry of shots from Darko Stošić. Serious, focused. I mean, that was lab experiment punishment that Darko Stošić was delivering here. And yet, all right, Ollie Thompson shrugs it off, but you can only go to the well so many times. You know, for Thompson, it's going to ride on one good shot. But Stošić is here to do business. It's a different Darko Stošić we're seeing, but he's got to get to work and keep the pressure.
And that was the volume I was looking for. Maybe he's sensing that Thompson is just that durable. He doesn't want to punch himself out. But I want to see the knees, the kicks. Oh, that knee really hurt him here, Will.
He's down. We could be in submission territory if he gets the ground and pound to go. TKO, I don't know. Let's see. Referee's looking. Stošić finishes it. Unbelievable in the second. Thompson goes down. Darko Stošić takes the win. That was phenomenal. From portrait to landscape with one click. Boom! Darko Stošić hits the room.
That has to feel good for Darko Stošić. It wasn't an easy fight, and I think it was kind of an unexpected fight. Let's take a look at it. Here was the flurry. Thompson went down. Thompson now starts to turtle up, and this is where the ref is taking a very careful look at whether or not Thompson is showing intelligent defense and able to improve his position. It's a lot of one-way traffic at this point, Will.
Yeah, and there was a little complaint from Thompson that some of the shots were on the back of the head, but they looked clean to me. They looked as if they were coming down that. All right, okay, but that's because he turned his head into it. But, you know, a lot of it was clean shots, and Stošić just brought the heat. And, wow, that was a high-octane highlight reel of ground and pound there. That was real heavy duty. Props to Thompson, but... you know, the opportunity he had was a clean shot. He didn't quite get that off.
Agreed. And it was good refereeing as well. You know, Darko was obviously informed about keeping things on side. He adjusted his techniques.
Sure, Ilya Lucic watching very, very closely as Stošić went to work. He finally got his rhythm and got into the dance of getting those shots off. Well, props to him, and that's the win there. Great performance from both fighters here, actually. And Thompson took some big, big shots. Just couldn't get his own off here tonight. Nothing but the announcement to wait for.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes after 1 minute and 48 seconds completed of round number 2. Your winner by way of TKO in the red corner, Darko the Hammer!